Yeah, that's me and Peish out there out in the ocean. We got permission to sail, but first we needed to test out Galopin. So me and him went out, and boy, did we get tested. Okay, we've almost finished our little test run. It was definitely something to do. It's crazy windy. We didn't think it'd be this windy, but it is as usual. And we had a blast, man. That was a blast. Just me and Peish, as they say here, me mabo. It means me and him. And it's a good thing the girls didn't come. I think that the gods, warned us. Even, even when I was raising the mainsail, the ring to the third reef got stuck, and it was like Galopin telling me, just take 3 reefs, it takes 3 reefs, and I should have taken 3 reefs, which was crazy. I took 2 reefs, but we managed, man. We did good. That was such a friggin' high, man. Woo! Well, we passed the sea trial. No problems there. Next thing was to get permission. And the permission had to come from the Maritime Police and as well the Port Authority. Then we could go out with this crew. I got permission to sail with all my friends. It wasn't easy, but we did it. And now we're going for a little sailing weekend with our friends.
To have Cape Verdeans sail on a vessel with a foreign flag, you need special permission from the Port Authority. Thank you, Port Authority. It had been a long time since we sailed. I had promised my friends to take them out one day, after lockdown. So me and Peish, my trusted friend, as well as Jody from England, sailed onto the Big Blue. And big it is here. Peish and I know the coast well, just a few miles from the city. There's a secluded bay sheltered from the wind where we could hide and swim.
Peish showed us several great spots, but the most memorable was this one.
And there we were, the natural pools of Fatasia. It was more beautiful than I expected, and I think that was shared by all of us. None of the girls had been here, and they had always wanted to come. It's not easy to get to these pools, which makes the place special. It has not been developed into a tourist destination. It seems only locals come here. And I encourage my fellow foreigners to discover this spot. So get your boat ready or get your hiking shoes on.
Then I had an amazing surprise. A great friend from the Great North just showed up. Here in Mindelo decided to join us.
And guess what? Peter is back and out of quarantine, eager to get his hands on something.
So the Canadians are back. Actually, it's one Canadian plus his son.
He's Canadian?
Ayrton.
We let him in?
Yeah, it's two Canadians, but it's not the other. It's a much skinnier version of David.
We're great to be here. It's a beautiful place.
What are we going to do next, man?
Rental car. Adventures. Explore.
And?
He just wants me to say women.
Yeah, here they are. That's our girl gang. We're going out for a ride. It's Mauricia, Lily, and Fanny.
I don't know about you, but you make me crazy. Never got your name, but you got me begging. I don't know about you.
Peter had rented a car to exercise his freedom. He is Canadian, where freedom to roam wide open spaces is a right. So we took the girls and Ayrton to discover places like Sandy Beach.
Taking the lead, feeling your heat. Just wanna give you my baby. Never wanna place for drinks, but you got me. Cause you're all that yeah. Take a chance. Give it all to me, give it all to me, yeah. Take a chance. Give it all to me, give it all to me, yeah. Take a chance. Give it all to me, give it all to me, yeah. Take a chance. Give it all to me, give it all to me, yeah.
Then there's the reality of living aboard in Mindelo, and that's not party time.
It was a brutal few days with winds at a constant 25 knots, sometimes gusting to near 40 knots. It's a nerve-wracking feeling. The wind heels the boat as if you're sailing. Things are starting to get ripped apart. You can feel the anchor chain straining, and you hope that it will hold. During the worst of the wind, I like to stay in the boat, just in case something lets go. But usually later in the afternoon, the wind lets up. You can go to shore. And here I park my dinghy right next to Peter. Tomorrow is supposed to be calmer, and we want to go do something.
And when the weather lets up, well, we go out and discover cool beaches.
I'd been here before, and it's also stunning. The ocean was ferocious, and it teased us old dudes to test out our courage. It was scary and exhilarating. Us old dudes fell one up on our young friends. They can dance, but us oldies are not afraid of some waves.
And as well, we went up to discover a couple of extinct volcanoes.
The other side of the summit presented the town of Callao and its new project, shrimp farming ponds.
I just came out of surgery, and it was fairly brutal. It hurt like hell, man, even though he had put anesthesia. And the guy was a great doctor, a guy from Cuba, Carlos, and I trust Cuban doctors because they have great health care there. And he said there was tons of infection in my elbow, man. That's what it looks like now. And man, it was painful. It hurts now. And I should have taken care of this earlier with some antibiotics, and I waited and I thought my body could cure it, but it didn't. And I waited too long and I had to do the surgery, but they did a great job, and I can only thank him a million times. Dr. Carlos, man, he was cool. And woof, tomorrow I'm gonna do like a blood test and all sorts of other stuff just to make sure I'm okay. And I'm glad I'm here in Cape Verde.
Then we celebrated a birthday. And as well, we could see that the romantic story was burgeoning here.
Sé que tú quieres conmigo, amor, todos esos placeres que brinda la vida, que nos hace tan feliz. Sé que tú quieres conmigo, amor, todos esos placeres, como acariciarte y conocerte de raíz.
It looks like there will be another love story between a sailor and a Mindalese. This has been the story of Mindelo since its time began. We got back on the road and drove as far away from COVID as possible, and this is where we ended up. This island of volcanic rocks sprouting out of the Atlantic, dry as a desert, is a paradise. It is home to some of the most beautiful and resilient people anywhere, and it's become our home. We're all stuck here in a COVID-free paradise. But even in paradise, accidents happen. Peter took a dive into a wave and met up with another type of prominent resident, a rock. Lily berated me for filming Peter and went to be by his side. We followed, of course. And Peter?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, this is
He has a nice gouge on his nose and lip. And we still had some chicken to chow. Peter's a tough man of the north. He's not gonna let a scratch mess up his adventures here.
This is some fucking geography that we don't normally have. Really?
It's generally sunny and dry all year round here. But this year, for some reason, it was a lot different. This is the sound of heaven here. It rarely rains in Mindelo, so listen to this beautiful music with me for a little while. We're stuck because of the pandemic, but technically we're not so stuck. We could still board a boat and go somewhere, just a much bigger boat. This is the ferry that transits people to and from Santo Antão, the island across the São Vicente Canal. And as you can see, COVID-19 guidelines were in effect. Everyone had to fill out a questionnaire, get a temperature check, and of course, wear a mask and keep physical distance. The new normal, eh? It's about a 45-minute fun ride from port to port. We're not so worried about viruses flying around here, maybe a few stray curly curls.
I had been to the island of Santo Antão several times, but certainly not here, and definitely not at this time.
I wish we had come here a little earlier and would have been dressed in our best bikinis. But who cares? This golden hour moment is just, I'm speechless.
This island is one of the greenest islands of all the archipelago. It's got an abundance of fresh water. And for our friends here from São Vicente, which is dry, it's a real treat for them. Santo Antão is also very extremely beautiful. And hey, there's fresh water here too.
I had made this journey on foot many months ago and cursed any car going by. And here I was being a total hypocrite. The road continues another 10 or so kilometers along the coast to Cruzinhas, where we are staying. But no more cars can access. I've walked this path and it's absolutely stunning.
We stayed at this village where I had been before, and it was just as welcoming the second time as it was the first time.
And later, we go to see the village, chat and fill up on grog, as well as meet Maria here.
This is Maria. She holds this little store. We spent a couple nights here about a year ago, and we've come back here and to say hello and to be welcomed by the wonderful people. Pessoa Jutret de Cruzinha.
We delivered some veggies for her to the store above, and I took advantage of a few photo opportunities.
And then one late afternoon, the girls got their groove on, and the whole village joined in.
It seems everyone is born to dance or a born dancer. Dance moves are passed from one to the other in unwritten visual forms. Our young friends here didn't seem so young anymore. They'll soon will have to make room and learn some new moves themselves.
hace tarde, lo hace tarde porque sabes que me gusta. Movimientos dinámicos te dan fruta. Son complejos y algunos los disgusta. Porque para ella la vida no es justa. Mueve cinturita, que eres mi visita. Dice que eres mi visita. Por eso te encanta trabajar en la visita. Mueve cinturita.
There was one last thing I had to do in this village before I left, and Peter was game to join me.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me.
Later, back in Mindelo, I had to do a serious job on Galopin. He needed some help.
I had checked the drive shaft, and the play I could feel was not a good thing. I need to change my cutlass bearing, I deducted. But how? Well, the folks at Boat CV at the marina knew what to do.
This is Kai who saved the day.
Oh, he's filming. I thought you took a picture. All right.
He's not as pretty as Liliana, but he came through. He's cool.
I try. I'm working on it.
You're working on it?
Yeah, every year.
First of all, they had the part.
Liliana's too cool, man.
There are two ways to execute this project. Haul out the boat or do it in the water.
She has my cutlass bearing. Thank you, Liliana.
Welcome, Alex.
Hauling out is very expensive, but then comes this man, Gilson. He fashioned a custom tool for the job. The first and toughest part was to remove the propeller. He had been trying while I was away. The tool was just not strong enough, so he kept at it. He went from 8mm bolts and screws to 10mm and finally 12mm, but with no success as of yet. As I've said before, people here are tough and resilient and don't give up. This would be his fourth try. He threaded and turned until we heard a sharp crack. That was it. I thought we might have broken something, but no. Gilson had snapped the propeller loose just as he has done it many times before. He would not let this prop stop him from getting the job done.
I believe in Gilson. I believe in you, man. Gilson is the man, and he's become a great friend. And I can't say enough about his skills. Just watch. It's pretty amazing.
So let's go check out and see how Gilson puts it all back together.
First, Gilson had to drill and tap 2 holes for stainless steel screws that will hold the cutlass in place. Now remember, we're doing this at anchor, not on land or docked in a marina. Drop something and you'll be scouring the sea floor for it. And look how organized he is. He must have some Swiss or German blood flowing through his veins. Actually, Gilson is 100% Cape Verdean. He's very intelligent, and his intelligence has been very well trained through much experience and professional seminars. The cutlass fit into place perfectly and was secured. Now time to put the prop back on. This is a pretty crucial moment. It has to be put back in tight, yet not so tight that it cannot be removed the next time.
You are the solution. You are the solution. You are the solution. You are the solution. You are the solution.
Well, that's about 2/3 of the way through 2019. And guess what? There's more to come.
But now